Hey Booktube, it's Samantha, and today's category is exorcisms. I'm gonna cheat a little bit on this video and give you two recommendations. Those who don't care for the gore and those who are gore lovers, because there are very two extremes for this book and I just have to mention both of them. Now, the first one is My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I mentioned this in my Haunted Places video that this is the book that introduced me into Grady Hendrix. And I highly recommend this book for anyone who's not so much into the gore. It's about this girl who she befriends one other girl who is a little odd, but they hit her right off the bat. It just so happens that her friend is also possessed, you know, just like any other friend. It has that same humor that is in Horror Store. There's also that great relationship building that's being done that we can all identify with our childhood friends, and we just kind of grow apart over time. It just so happens that they grew apart because of an exorcism, you know, those little things. I love the buildup that happens with this book. It slowly takes you over to the exorcism. It's not done right off the bat. It's a very slow build, and I just enjoyed every page of this book. I highly recommend it if the cover didn't already entice you at the very beginning. This next book is the complete other extreme when it comes to these exorcism stories, and that is Exorcist Falls by Jonathan Janz. This is also, I want to know, it includes the novella called Exorcist Road at the very beginning of the book. And I highly recommend that you read the novella first, which is in this book first, and then Exorcist Falls. The author does say that you could possibly read just Exorcist Falls alone, but it definitely enhances the whole experience of reading the book if you read the novella first. And that's also how I recommend to read the book, is by reading the novella and then the actual novel, because the novella flat out is the exorcism. Like, it's full on right off the bat, we're in it, and it is gory, it is descriptive, it is uncomfortable. If that is your thing, man, this is it for you. I really can't say too much about the novel because there's a big thing that happens at the end of the novella that is the whole entire premise of the novel. So I don't want to give that away, but I do want to say that the novella is the exorcism, and then the novel is the aftermath of that exorcism, what happens afterwards. I think that's a pretty good description. I really actually enjoyed this book. This is why I'm recommending it. It definitely had me uncomfortable a few times. There were some gory scenes that were described that I, full on honesty, I skimmed over them because they were way too intense for me. So if you're a person who is already a little hesitant on the horror side, don't grab this book yet. Work your way up, because as wonderful as this writing is, as perfect as the plot is, you're not ready for it yet because they happen throughout the book. It's not just here or there, it's throughout the whole thing. I really love the character development. I didn't necessarily full on root for the main character, but I'm kind of okay with that. He's definitely not pure good and not pure evil. You know, he's kind of like all of us, a little bit in the middle. So it was interesting to see his struggle through the exorcism, even though he is a priest. You know, you would think he would be fully firm in his faith, but he does struggle just like any other human. So I really like seeing that aspect of it. After I got a couple chapters into the novel, it was a different change of pace from the novella, so it kind of caught me off guard a little bit. But once I got past that, it was really easy to fly through this book. So if you find yourself going through the first couple of chapters and you're like, I don't know about this, like, it kind of takes a little breather, just keep going because it will deliver. Highly recommend either this one or My Best Friend's Exorcism if you're looking for that exorcism thrill that The Exorcist, the movie / the book, also would give.